Right, team. Hope everyone is doing well. Today, I want to talk to you about progressive overload. So progressive overload is a terminology used when lifting weights, okay, and how we're going to progress. So it's going to take about 5 minutes. So just bear with me and listen up. And when this is done, you can also go check out the progressive overload document so you can read up on it. But I just want to give you the basics of it. So what is progressive overload? Okay, progressive overload is how we improve each week in the gym. Okay, each week. So basically, this is why we do not change a gym program every week, because if you keep changing the program, you cannot get progressively better at an exercise, or you cannot get stronger. So progressive overload, here is a chart, all right, and you can see my mouse in the picture. There is a couple of ways to increase progressive overload every week, okay? And they are, okay, you can increase the weight that you use. So let's take, it shows a kettlebell here. So let's take, just say a deadlift, for instance. You did 50 kg, 3 sets of 8 at 50 kg on week 1. Then next week, you could increase the weight to 3 sets of 8 at 55 kg. You could have done 3 sets of 10 at 50 kg. So you've increased the reps. Increase the volume is you could have done a 4th set. Okay, it might have been 3 sets of 8 at 50 kg. Now you're doing 4 sets of 8 at 50 kg. So you're doing an extra set, which increases the overall volume of how much you're doing. You could decrease the rest time. So you might have 90-second to 2-minute break between 8 deadlifts. You might decrease that to 60 seconds. Okay, but again, you don't want to decrease the time too much because it just becomes cardio and you don't get stronger. Okay, decrease training frequency is another one. That's how, like, trying to recover, giving yourself more time to recover so that you can actually progress. So taking this lovely little individual here, he starts off with a 20 kg kettlebell. So there's load, so that's the load. So he does these 3 sets of 8 reps or whatever. Then he rests, and that causes an adaptation. Okay, so again, for adaptation to occur, adequate sleep and recovery. So this is why we're only doing 3 to 4 days of actually lifting in the gym, because we need time to recover. Now, if you want to become a bodybuilder and you want to do a 5 or 6 day split of different body parts, then, you know, it's a different thing altogether, but that's not what I'm here to teach you. So adequate protein intake. This is why we're always looking to keep the protein high, and adequate calorie intake. So this is why I tell you not to get too caught up on the fats and the carbs. Obviously, the fats are needed for hormonal markers, so there is a certain amount you should be getting in, but too many people get caught up on why haven't I hitting, or how can I not hit my macros on the button. Focus on the protein, focus on the total amount of calories, and that will give you enough to ensure that adaptation is occurring and that you are recovering from it. So once you lifted that weight to 20 kg and you moved over, you've rested, recover, your body adapts. Then the next week you increase the weight. This guy increases by 4 kg, okay, and he does his 3 sets of 8, and he goes home and he sleeps and he recovers and he eats adequate protein, and he's eating the correct amount of calories. Now, this is to build muscle, by the way. If you were in a calorie deficit, you are still obviously very relevant to you. You are still able to progress, but to get stronger and to build more muscle, you do need to eat in a calorie surplus, but you can still get stronger with progressive overload. That is the whole idea of it, okay? And you rest and recover, and then we increase the load again. And as you can see, the lad here is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It is one of the most important concepts in fitness. And this is why I tell you not to go to failure on week 1 or week 2. You shouldn't be going anywhere near failure, because if you use progressive overload from week to week to week, then you are going to ensure that you're always progressing. So increasing the weight, you only ever increase one of these, okay? You don't increase all 4. It's just increasing any one variable will give you that progressive overload that you are looking for, okay? Now, again, you can read the document that I will attach with this. Again, this is just page number 2. Excuse me. Progressive overload, just the principles of progressive overload. Again, adaptation, is like your homeostasis. That's where like your body is like, I'm feeling okay. There's no stress being put into my body. Everything is fine. I'm able to deal with the weight in this instance of what I'm doing. Then you add a little bit more weight. So you're at homeostasis, you're at whatever stage you're at. You add a little bit more weight. Here is the red line, overload, a little bit more weight. We'll just use weight, for instance. And then you go away and you recover and you adapt. Then your body becomes immune to it, okay, without giving yourself too much of a hit too soon, because that might lead to injury, okay? So you just want to give your body a little bit of a stress response, basically, or a stimulus. Then you're back to this homeostasis line again. But as you can see, it has increased because you have actually lifted a little bit more and you have went away and you have recovered. The problem is when people don't recover, then this line drags out. So it takes longer to actually progress because people don't give them enough time and give themselves enough time to recover. So then you've now increased, you're back to this homeostasis line. You give yourself a little bit more of an overload again. So you increase the weight a little bit. Could be 1 kg, 2 kg. Think about if one or 2 kg over the year for 52 weeks, you'd be doing 100 kg more. Take a deadlift, for instance. You probably wouldn't be doing it on a shoulder press, but you might be increasing by 1 kg every 3 or 4 weeks on a shoulder press. It's a smaller muscle group, okay, harder to do. So you have your overload, you recover, and then you will see that this homeostasis line is now another level up and week. This could be month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5, and then month 6 can be weeks, okay? So that is the kind of graph of understanding how progressive overload, how you continue to get better. Then you can just read this yourself again, as small increments weekly will improve your technique and eventually lift heavier and safer. That is the whole point of progressive overload. Some people want to deadlift 200 kg, but their body is only allowing them at the start, like their homeostasis is only maybe at 60 kg. And then you need to work up throughout the weeks and with a particular program. I give a goblet squat analogy here. You can have a look at that. And again, I'm basically kind of just repeating myself now that I've done this on video, but you can read it. Increase sets from 3 to 4, increase reps from 8 to 10 to 12, increase weight from 8 kg, 10 kg, 12 or 14, constantly up. But don't jump up too high because again, it's giving your body too much of a shock to the system, okay? So again, the chances are when you do something like you go up too heavy too soon, you can get injured, and that's not what we want, okay? And then there's a graph here, progressive overload in terms of total volume. So total volume is how much you lift in one exercise. So let's take this as a deadlift, for instance, it's 80 kg, 3 sets of 10 reps at 80 kg. So 80 kg, that's 800 kg per set. Okay, and you're doing this 3 times, so that gives you a total volume of 2,400 kg. Now, when you look at it that way, it is, you know, that's a lot of weight to be lifted in one exercise. But then you could increase your reps to 11 and your total volume goes up from week 2. You could go to 12 reps on week 3, and now your volume is up 400 kg. By the end of week 9, you're doing 1,200. So you're doing your 3 sets of 12. Look, it hasn't even taken that much of a change. It's only been 2 reps, 3 sets of 12 reps here compared to 3 sets of 10 reps, but your weight has gone up. So week by week, a variable is changing, right? Or changing, the sets have stayed the same. This person is increasing the reps, 10, 11, 12 at 80 kg. Then on week 4, 5, and 6, they've gone from 3 sets of 10 to 85 kg, 3 sets of 11 at 85, and the volume keeps going up. So as you can see, it doesn't take that much to increase the volume each week. So that's why I want to drill into you to be conscious of this progressive overload, that each week, as long as you can make sure that you're leaving a little bit in the tank from last week, or you're not going to do anything stupid that you get hurt, then and you go home and you recover, then you will progress, okay? And that is the general consensus of it. And yeah, that is all. There was a video that I had here from someone else, but you don't have to watch that. So again, hope this video helps. Have a read through the document. I'll put it in True Coach as well. And yeah, progressive overload, understanding that people will change the way you think about training and the purpose you have around training. So let me know if that helps. Let me know that you've watched this video. If there's anything else you want to know about anything training wise, please drop me a message, let me know, and I will make that video happen. Cheers. Bye-bye.